So if this is your first time listening because you're a huge Turnpike fan, hello, welcome. You're probably going to stop listening to us after this because we're very annoying. But what we do is Kevin and I both make our own. We used to just do our own top fives, but instead we made our own top tens, and we use a little point system to make cumulative top 10. And so that's how we kind of decide on the top 10 songs that we think you should listen to them by them, whether they're singles or not. Just these are their best songs. Listen to them. So,
yes,
without further ado, we'll get into top 10 with number 10, Before the Devil Knows We're Dead.
We'll raise another round, boys, and have another glass. Be thankful for a day, know that it'll never last. And let's leave the world laughing when our eulogies are read. May we all get to heaven before the devil knows we're dead. May we all get to heaven before the devil knows we're dead.
This song is just very
upbeat
sounding.
It's very just quick.
I just love the line that let's hope we get to heaven before the devil knows we're dead. So
yeah. I mean, it's the whole song is kind of like it feels to me like I don't know if this is if this is a correct thing, but like I feel like the Irish people do this with the the Irish, like what I would imagine like an Irish funeral where everyone is like drinking and celebrating and remembering the person in like a positive light, because that's kind of what the song is, like a bunch of different stories of someone who like sounds like they die in some way, and then it goes to the chorus where it's like hopefully like they'll think back and smile during our eulogies, and we'll make it to heaven before the devil knows we're dead.
Yeah, that line is just so great. It's kind of like if you're going through hell, keep on going, like that kind of thing. But instead, it's like you're dead, so you're kind of sneaking your way up to heaven before the devil realizes, like, no, you belong down here. Like, what are you doing? And like this top 10. There have been a couple episodes where it's been like damn near impossible for us to make tops, and this one just because like I have my certain Turnpikes that are on my different playlists that I listen to, but then when I was listening to all their songs, I was like, there's literally not a bad song.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I was just writing songs down, like, no, I'll not that one, but that one's good, but not that one. Like it was just
when I was trying to put it together, I had a large group of songs that like. I was thinking, this has got to be on it. This has got to be on. This has got to be on. And then I had 18 songs. I'm like, shit.
Like last week, I don't know if you did listen to last week's episode for Kenny Chesney when I just got the initial songs that I wanted to put on there, 46 songs. Mm-hmm. And this one, I don't even know if they have 46 songs, but literally every single song could have been on this list. So, but these are just the 10 that we like above.
44?
I don't know. They have, 3 CDs? 4 CDs?
4 CDs. Because I want to say when I was looking at it, it was like 11 songs, 12 songs, 11 songs, 12 songs.
Possibly.
If I remember correctly.
That'd be 46 then. But yeah, so, out of their 4 CDs, it was impossible to make a top 10. But, anyway, anything else about that one?
Nope.
All right, number 9, Down Here.
Well, I heard you've been running with a wilder cast, playing hard and living fast. For a while you had a blast, you were feeling 10 feet tall. You're gonna be alright, you'll be fine. You can have a nickel out of my last dime. The moon is bright and you're alright down
here. This one was on your top 10, so I'll let you lead off with it.
What? So Down Here, it's kind of this story song about a guy who was like probably left town to try to do bigger, better things, and was kind of like living fast and whatever. And then whatever they were doing, they like failed at, and so they're coming back to town like kind of with their tail between their legs. Yeah. And the singer is basically just kind of saying like, you're going to be all right, you'll be fine, and then saying, like, you can have a nickel out of my last dime, and it's all right, you'll be fine down here, basically saying, we still like you here, you still have friends and family, kind of like, you can always come back to your hometown kind of thing, and just, I like that whole line about, you can have a nickel out of my last dime, because that whole Southern hospitality idea.
It's another just really happy song.
Yep.
That's what I think. They're going to be another one that most of them are going to be pretty much like that for us. But
yeah, well, the thing about Turnpike is they have so many songs that are obviously really well written, and that are kind of like just telling stories. Like that's how they structure a lot of their songs. Is like they tell a story and it has some sort of meaning.
Yeah,
beyond
theirs are
just
more
the story.
stories than. I mean, obviously you feel with their songs, but they're a lot more like just telling a story rather than just having a feeling.
Yeah, like singing an emotion and like having a very simple, she broke up with me and this is how I feel. Like, no, instead it's like, here's all of the things that happened.
Yeah. Number 8, Shreveport.
Across the way, an old blues man was playing on the street. He moaned just like a black antenna. I found myself a seat. He sang, Lord, he lives above us, and the devil sleeps beneath. What he growled at me and low between his 3 or 4 gold teeth. And I wished I was in Shreveport, just a gambling like a fool. Well, you can learn some things down there they don't teach in school.
Yes. Okay.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah. So I just like this one also. It's just
Not even about Shreveport.
what?
He never makes it to Shreveport.
Well, then screw it. Number 7. Yeah, it's just one of the. It's just not one of those. It's just a story about just a guy who's just
on his way to
a
Shreveport.
rambling guy, pretty much.
Yeah, he's on his way to Shreveport, and they stop for gas, and then he's like, "I'm going to go to the bar," and then sees a pretty waitress, and she's like, "I can teach you things they don't teach you in school." And he's like, "Fuck yeah!" And then before he knows it, he's passed out in like an alleyway, and the police officer wakes him up and arrests him. And then he's like, "Well, I should have just gone to Shreveport."
Yeah. It's another another awesome story. But yeah. Number 7, Doreen.
You can roll your eyes and nod, but I swear that I saw God in the moonlight on a side street in the wreckage we call Queens. Doreen, Doreen. Last night I had an awful dream. You were laying in the arms of a man I'd never seen. Come clean, Doreen. Come clean, Doreen.
Yes,
That's not how it goes.
Nah, it's not how. It's just again another freaking like story, but it's about a girl who just he meets her.
He has a dream that she's cheating on him, and then he's like, "Well, is she cheating on me? Is it real?" And he like tries to call her, and she doesn't answer. And he's like, "Well, if you're not at home in bed, able to answer this phone call,
Yeah.
you must be cheating on me."
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, but the thing is, it's kind of the way the song's written. It's kind of up in the air if she is or not.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
either he's the psychotic boyfriend who's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing? What
Exactly.
are you doing?" Or else she is just a huge hoe. And
Yeah,
just,
and I do love the part where he's just like, because if he is crazy and he's just like, "Come clean, Doreen," it's just like, all right, crazy.
Yeah, this one is just because this one has like an electric guitar in it. It's just
Yeah.
like a very quick, like
Yeah,
super
they have
fast song.
and that's one of the things about Turnpike for sure. I got to realize when we saw them live at Medicine Stone, and it's a very apparent in all of their songs, is how great they are as a band.
Oh yeah,
More than just having a great singer or just great songwriting
it's
or great
not-
music. Like
yeah.
they're all tremendous musicians. I love so many of their songs that feature heavy fiddle because I love fiddle, but
yeah.
then electric guitar work and all of it's just so good.
oh yeah, they're fantastic. I can't wait to see them again at some point. Hopefully,
Medicine Stone
probably
next
at
year.
Medicine Stone next
Yeah.
year. Yeah, because I'm assuming they go every year.
They've
But-
got to, right?
Yeah, well, because they said that like people get invited to it, and so pretty much they always say.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I
so-
think if 2 acts were going to be there every year, it would have to be Jason Boland and Turnpike.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Anyway, number 6, A Tornado Warning.
There's country music in the kitchen. I hear it singing through the screen. Weather warnings in between. I'm glad you got out of the city. There's no telling what's in store along the 35 corridor. Kerosene to feed the flame. Your effect is quite the same. Shadows dancing on the wall, waiting for the sky to fall.
Tornado warning.
It's just 5 minutes of that really annoying thing you hear at 10 o'clock on Tuesday.
We're
That's
testing the tornado siren.
Is that right outside my window?
Anyone else live in an area where they test tornado sirens every Tuesday? The first Tuesday of the month?
At 10 a.m. Yeah. I worked when I worked at my old company in Yorkville, Boomba. It was literally across the street from our place, so when it would hit right where I was sitting at the window, It was like I have noise canceling headphones, and it would deafen me. It was awful. But anyway,
And that's the song. No,
Yeah.
this song, I love this song. This actually is probably my favorite off of their new album. I just love it's a song that kind of has the feel in terms of the way that's written about like the as long as I'm with you and the world's ending, I'm fine kind of thing, because they use the story of he's with his lover person, and they go out to the house or whatever out in the country, and there's a tornado coming, and so they're kind of like seeking shelter from the storm, but then he just talks about them being together by like candlelight, and how like because the line goes kerosene feeds the flame, your effect is quite the same, so saying that they're feeding the stuff into the candle and into their lantern so they can see each other, but it's also the fire of them being together kind of thing. So the world may be ending around them, but they're inside, and it's wonderful just being together. I think there's great fiddle in this song. Yeah,
my favorite from their new album is probably Something to Hold On To, just because it's kind of classic rock. It's like classic rock sounding song.
It is a great song.
But
their whole album is fantastic.
Yeah,
like it really is.
Listening to it again, I was just like, God damn, I want all of these songs on my top 10.
Yep.
But anyway, that leads on to our next one, also from this album, The House Fire.
Lord knows that I've been blessed. I can stand up to the test. I can live on so much less. This much I've been learning. Feel it pounding in my chest. I'm fearful, I'll confess. How am I to give my rest? The house I built is burning.
I absolutely love this song too.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first one I heard off of the new album, because it was the first one released off the new album, I'm pretty sure, for the first single. And it was the return of Lori.
Lori!
This is a great song, totally in the same, storytelling type song where he wakes up and the house is on fire, Lori grabs the baby and they run out of the house. But then he kind of talks about his concern with, like the house I built is burning, and kind of having fear with what's he going to do, what are they going to do, and he uses the lines about, where am I going to rest my head kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then when it gets to the end of the song, he's thinking about, having the baby and having Lori and realizing that he's going to be okay, and so he switches it right at the end to being, I can find my rest wherever I lay my head down, and just saying that he's got a picture of the three of them and his grandpa's shotgun. And he'll be all right.
Yeah. That album's so good. Number 4, my personal favorite, Fall Out of Love.
Wrong.
How do you fall out of love? Well, how could you lose such a thing? You try and hang on to what's already gone, but how does a person just change? Well, how do you fall out of love?
This song I had at my number one on my top 10 list because this song is just one of those amazing breakup, heartbreak songs. And as we all know, we say it every week, the sad songs are the best songs because they're the most from your heart songs that you can write. And just, I love the line from this. It's just clever songwriting as opposed to how it makes you feel, where you bet your heart on a diamond and I played the clubs and spades, naming all 4 suits of a deck. I love that line so much.
It's such a classic Evan Felker line, too.
Yeah.
He has so many lines and so many songs like that are just beautifully written with, like, I don't know if it's technically a pun or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but whatever device that is of
play
language,
on words,
whatever that is, it's beautiful because I love the line in I don't know why I can't think of what the song title is, but off of the new album, he has the line, "I don't mind you playing me, just keep it in a major key." And it's just like, I love that line too, and it's just like, that's the kind of shit that he does so well. It's unbelievable.
I suck at writing songs. But even that line, though, even though, because it's cleverly written, it does, I guess I lied when I said it's more about that, because it's she bet her heart on this diamond ring, but he's out just playing the clubs instead. Like, and it's just this... And there was the line, because he also has the line in there about, like, either like I was bound to leave, or like you knew I was going to leave, kind of thing. Yeah, in there too. Yeah, and or for crying out loud, I was bound to walk out. Yeah. How do you know when it's done? And it's just the song of, like, the line is, so it's called "Fall Out of Love." How do you fall out of love? Like, how do you lose that? Like, how does that just feeling go away? Yeah, like, what happened that made that feeling go away? And it's just such a perfect heartbreak song, and so it is by far, like, I was, as I said 1,000 times already, I love all their songs, but this one is by far my favorite because it's just the meaning behind it and everything. But it's and for the 3rd week in a row, my number one song was not on Kevin's top 10 anywhere. So Kevin's on a roll. Kevin sucks at choosing songs. I'm on fire. Anyway, number 3, Gin Smoke Lies.
Well, he got 20 gals, well, he's happy as a lark. But he wake up in the morning time, put 'em all to bed at dark. Put 'em all to bed at dark. Well, if you've been true, you better look me in the eye. Well, all I smell is cheap perfume and gin and smoke and lies.
Gin, smoke, and lies.
It's just gin, smoke, lies.
Sure?
Yes.
I always thought the "and" was in there because in the song it says gin and smoke and lies.
No, it's just gin, smoke, lies.
Your lies.
All right. I do remember this one being played live at Medicine Stone, though.
Oh yeah. It's a great song. I love this song. It's it's like confronting a cheating lover, because he has the line like, "If you've been true, then look me in the eyes." And he says, "All I smell is gin, smoke, and lies." Yeah. And so he's basically saying, like, okay, you're full of shits and you're cheating on me, and you know.
Yeah. Well, if you've been true, you better look me in the eyes, because all I smell is cheap perfume and gin and smoke. And
exactly.
lies.
Yeah. And so, but he also has the line in there that's at the beginning and the end of the song about there's like a lone dove, like, crying because they lost their one true love, and then he talks about, like, the rooster has 20 gals. So I feel like what is going on is he's talking about, like, he cared. He clearly cared for her more than she cared for him, and so that's why he is much more distraught about it, and that's why he's confronting her.
Yeah, it's. Oh, God, I love Turnpike.
They're so good. They really are.
Yeah, so if you're listening to our podcast because you enjoy our podcast, I don't know, you have some messed up taste. But if you haven't heard Turnpike, as you're hearing these clips that we're putting in, just I hope you become the biggest fan of Turnpike after this.
Just do yourself a favor and save all of their albums and listen to every song on every single one. Usually I would say start with this or start with that, but honestly, they're tremendous, and they, like, it's weird because sometimes you would say an artist, oh, they really did awesome on their first album, and they kind of went downhill, or they really started building to get
Eric
better.
Church, he's had some missteps.
Yeah, it was like, or they started building and now they're really great. I mean, I think this new album is probably my favorite of theirs, but at the same time, all of their albums are tremendous. So just listen to all of them. Listen to every single one. You will find at least a couple songs on each album that you will very much enjoy if you like good music.
Yeah.
If you don't like good music and you're listening to this, I don't know what that means.
Oh, and if you've listened to this because I know some people listen to us because they found out about Jamie Lynn Wilson, so they listen to our podcast for her. Their song "Call a Spade" features Jamie Lynn Wilson.
Yeah.
And that song, it was actually on my top 10. It didn't make our final top 10, but that song is also amazing.
And Jamie Lynn is amazing.
Oh, yes, Jamie Lynn Spears. But yeah, anyway, number 2, "Long Hot Summer Day."
Well, I got me a gal in Pekin. She's a good old gal, okay. Oh, she's sitting there waiting by a window fan on a long hot summer day. Oh, every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, so boat picking up barges on a long hot summer day.
I just love this song because they mentioned the Illinois River, and Illinois is a place that I lived.
And Illinois River is what went through Tahlequah when we were in Medicine Stone. That's where we
Technically, a little smidgen of the Illinois River. Little outlet.
Yeah, but this song was the first one, like I said, that I heard by them, and I heard it, and I was like, this is an amazing summer song. It's an amazing country song in general.
It's just so great. It's just it's written, in my opinion, kind of like a classic folk song where it's just, I'm working all day and life is pretty good because I've got these simple things, but I've got, a woman at home who's great, and I've got, a job that, gives me a half a day off with pay, and just all these things. And it's just it's a long, hot summer day, which is like, okay, it's a long work day, but it's also extra sunlight and you're going to get some time off, and just kind of working and doing all right kind of song.
Yeah.
And great fiddle.
And the first time we actually heard the song live wasn't from Turnpike. Actually, they didn't even play it at the concert, which made me very sad. But we heard it when this band called Wheelhouse opened for Aaron Watson at Joe's Bar.
One of the greatest openers I've ever seen in terms of I had never heard them before.
Yeah.
And then they went on and just blew my mind.
Yeah, if you're ever one of those people who says, "Oh, well, the doors are at this time, but the opener starts this," but the band starts this, always go see, unless you know who they are and you know you don't like them.
They're shitty. Yes.
But if it's a band you never heard of, go see the openers, because they're there because they want to get their name out there, and you go there, you are going to discover good new music.
Yeah.
And they'll play some covers sometimes because they want to be heard. But yeah, go see openers.
Yeah,
they're so.
I don't
good.
know how many times I've seen an opener. I honestly couldn't tell you how many times I've seen an opener and been like, "Wow, they're really good. I want to listen to more of their music." And then before I knew it, they ended up being a big star in their own right.
Yeah, big headliner. Not that we have anything to do with that, but yeah,
we did.
They'll lead and they'll end up being someone. It's like, oh my god, we saw them open for whoever. But
exactly,
Wheelhouse. They're the ones who played Long Hot Summer Day. They also played Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, which was the greatest thing
That
ever.
was one of the most amazing live performances of a song I've ever seen.
Yeah,
the way they harmonized
a bluegrass version of Pink Floyd.
Turning Pink Floyd into bluegrass music, I was like, wow.
They don't have it recorded, but I still suggest listening to this band. They're called Wheelhouse. They're out of Madison, Wisconsin. They're an amazing bluegrass band.
Yep.
Listen to them. But what we're talking about now is Turnpike, and their number one song that you need to be listening to by Turnpike Troubadours is 7 and 7.
How do I find that old familiar feeling, the one that carried me so many years ago? The fun was dominoes and 7-Up and Seagrams. Well, things were simple then, just moving nice and slow. Ain't it strange? Ain't it strange? Well, I had no clue I'd be the boy who your mama warned you about. Well, I had no clue I'd be the boy who your mama warned you about.
Straight 28. Oh, my God. Oh, Lordy.
Tell them the story of Straight 28, Kevin.
So, I was at a wedding one time, and we had been drinking, but, like, not super hard, and so we kind of hit this point in the night where me and Jay and Josh and my friend Chode, I don't want to say Chode because I didn't want it to sound like I said Chode, but then I just said Chode, so all right.
Justin is his name.
Yeah, I guess he has the first name. So we were like talking, like, okay, this is the moment of the night where we have to decide. We are either going to start drinking heavily and get drunk because this is a wedding and we're going to have fun, or we're going to stop and we're just going to be good and we're going to wake up without hangovers. And
it's a bad decision to have to make.
And we went the option of drinking heavily immediately, and so we've been drinking 7 and 7s, and we were like, okay, we've been drinking 7 and 7s, but we got to drink faster. And so we got the idea. I don't know who had the idea, but whoever had the idea was like, oh, I'll get us something. And it was, instead of a 7 and 7, we got what we called a straight 28, which was just, instead of equal parts, 7 Up and Seagrams, it was all Seagrams and no 7 Up, and it was just a cup of Seagrams, and we drank it really fast.
So what is it? Was technically like 4 shots.
It was
of
4.
7,
It was 4 shots. 4 shots of Seagrams and ice.
So it was a straight 28.
So everybody, if you want to drink the official drink of CountryHodgepodge.com, the straight 28.
Oh, that should be a shirt.
Oh, God.
Straight 28.
Okay, but yes, so 7 and 7. It is a great song.
I know this was the one you said you really wanted to hear live, and then they end up playing it.
Yeah, this is my favorite by them. I really, really, really like the line about I had no clue I'd be the boy your mom warned you about, because it's this whole story about, he had this girlfriend back when they were young. And then he's like in the supermarket and he sees her again, and she's like married, has a husband, with her husband and her kid. And he talks about like she's a picture perfect image of strength and grace and beauty, and like basically like has grown up and is doing all the things right. And he's like, and I'm just a fool in the supermarket aisle. And the way that he describes their relationship was like kind of stayed out too late and had fun, and so he was basically the bad influence.
Yeah.
And he had no idea that this was his role in this situation, and so he's basically looking back on it like, I had no idea that I was the one that your mom would warn you about, like the bad influence, like don't hang out with that kid. And then as he kind of like wraps the song up, he's like continues to go on about like he really hasn't grown up, and he's just in this same situation where like. I don't know, he says, like, the people don't even know my name, and I still tend to, I still wake up sleeping on the floor, things like that, and I just really love that line.
Yeah,
it's great.
And then, because unless you're, Bradley Gilbert, who's like, I'm a bad boy, most people in their songs, they just always play themselves as, like, I'm the good guy in this story, I'm the good boyfriend, I'm the nice guy, why aren't you with me? But this one's just like, he thought he was the nice guy, and then realizes, like, oh, wait, no, I'm the fuck.
Yeah, the realization of, like, I didn't have any clue that that's what I was doing, and like that's who I was. I just think that's a really interesting line, and I think it's funny that the song is titled 7 and 7 because there's only one mention of that. Yeah. It just says like back then, fun was Domino's, 7 Up, and Seagram, and like that's it. He doesn't mention it at all the rest of the song.
Yeah, it's such.
It's just a perfect. It's just again, it's a
Evan
classic.
Felker is an amazing songwriter.
It's just a classic Evan Felker written song. It's just great.
Yeah. So. Listen, if you're not I hope you're a Turnpike fan now if you weren't coming into this podcast, because
everyone really should be a Turnpike fan. Like, even if you don't like quote-unquote country music, they just listen to their more roots rock type songs.
Yeah, they got rock songs, they got roots songs, they got just bluegrass country, they got everything. Good. But, they're amazing. Yeah, so that's our top 10. I know some people will be listening for this, so send us your top 5 or 10 and let us know how wrong we were for not including your favorite song on the top list. 7 and 7 was Kevin's top number 1, and it was my number 6. But they're
boom.
Yeah, they're fantastic.